Oh my god. How Star Trek Discovery Season 2 solves the show's biggest problems? No, it doesn't. Cute that you think it will, but no, it really doesn't. Hello everyone, I am Mecha Rant 42, your favorite YouTube harpy, and no, it doesn't solve any of the show's problems. It just doubles down on the fact that it has no idea what Star Trek is. Let's dive into this article. This comes to us from Digital Spy. Oh, Lord. So we got Pike there looking all smug. Don't get us wrong. We're big fans of Star Trek Discovery to the extent we compared it to Game of Thrones. Oh, fuck. Hell, no. High praise in our action fantasy book, but even we can acknowledge there were issues that stopped the show from earning the audience it deserved. What is the audience it deserves? I mean, I don't think it's suitable to sit in front of a stuffed animal. You know, I got... Do you want to watch Star Trek Discovery? No, he doesn't. He doesn't want us to watch Star Trek Discovery either. You don't want to show this to anybody. Not your pets, not your plants, not your stuffed animals. No, you don't want to show anybody Star Trek Discovery. It's just not worth it. I think the only audience it might deserve are its own writers. I think they might deserve to have to sit there and watch this shit. We don't deserve it. We really don't. We deserve good Trek. We deserve TNG. We deserve DS9. We deserve TOS. Even Voyager and Enterprise. We don't deserve this. And it is nowhere near Game of Thrones. That being said, I am like 2 seasons behind of Game of Thrones. I heard it went downhill after I stopped watching it. Casual viewers found it too complex. No. Casual viewers found it too stupid. And when they say it's too complex, the convoluted way of how Klingon Ash Tyler, or how Klingon Vok came to be Ash Tyler, that was a little too complex. You couldn't just say, oh yeah, we plucked one's brain out and put it into the other. Or no, we plucked one's personality out and implanted it. No, they had to go and find a dead soldier, regrow him with DNA, take Vok, tear him apart, put the regrown dead one inside of the Klingon. Yeah, that's what we mean by it's too complex. Because you guys don't know what the fuck you're writing, and you can't simplify it for the viewing audience to make it sound decent and plausible. You know, seriously, just say, hey, yeah, we opened up Vok and we put Ash's brain inside of it. Something like that. Or we took this guy and we implanted this personality on. Something. They couldn't do it, though. Trekkers scratched their heads at the continual continuity errors, and many ordinary folks decided to rewatch Stranger Things instead. Or even more tragically, the Trek homage to the Orville. Why tragically? We actually got something good with that. We got actual Star Trek. Yes, it doesn't have, the Federation, and it doesn't have the continuity to Star Trek, but it's its own thing, and it has the spirit of Star Trek. It has the writers, producers, directors. It has everything Star Trek, except for the license. So which one's more Star Trek here? You got the name only. You got a bunch of dumbasses who don't know anything about Star Trek making this thing with the Star Trek label attached to the side, but all the people who know the recipe and the formula and know how to make Star Trek are working on the other show. So which one really is Star Trek? What do you guys think? Tell me which one is Star Trek in the comment section below. But wait, come back. If you just this the show for any number of reasons, we're here to tell you why you should come back for season 2. No, you shouldn't. Don't. Please don't. Don't come back for season 2. It is not going to be worth it. You don't need that kind of headache. Go take a walk. Go, take a bath. Bubble baths are nice. Go to a buffet. Go do anything. Go do anything. Go take a nap. It will be more productive. Because it's clear, new showrunner has listened and got his best engineers on the case to fix the biggest issue, starting with Star Trek Discovery isn't fun. Oh, they didn't fix that, sweetie. No. They have not fixed that yet. It's still not fun. Michael Burnham is still a smug bitch. Discovery is still not that great. I laughed 2 times in this episode, and laughter doesn't really belong in Star Trek too much. Not at the level that it is in the Orville. I can forgive the Orville because it's its own universe. It's its own thing. Star Trek Discovery, I could probably forgive for the giant missteps if it would just admit it's a reboot. If it would just admit it's in a new galaxy. Don't lie to me and say it's Prime when, this uniform clearly right here he's wearing isn't Prime. We know that. We're not stupid. We aren't writing Discovery, clearly. So yes, we get you. Season 1 of Discovery was pretty po-faced. Does that mean it looked like a turd? Does this mean poo? I don't know. This is a Britishism I'm not aware of. It has been a few years since I went over there. If you only turned in for the early episodes, all you got was all death and misery and Klingons barking at you. No, they weren't barking. They were talking so slowly, like they were being fed one word at a time. They weren't barking. They were just terrible. They were horrible redesigns. The actors can't emote through that makeup. They have way too much makeup on their faces. They don't look like Klingons. They don't act like Klingons. They aren't in the spirit of Klingons. They're not jovial. They're not fun. They're not... Yeah, Klingon should be fun. Discovery shouldn't be. Season 2, however, has a twinkle in its eye. Thanks partly to Christopher Pike, who so wants the audience to have a good time. He has a dialogue that promises his priority is to have some fun. That's the wrong character to do it. You want Kirk to be the one who's kind of fun, who has the twinkle in his eye. That was Kirk. Pike was a character in an unaired pilot that we didn't need to see more of. I'm sorry, you don't. Sometimes the mystery is the better. The Menagerie was just trying to retcon the cage anyway. I mean, because people heard about it, right? Maybe not, I don't know. Oh, I totally skipped a line. A dark sense of humor kicked in later, but by that point, it was too late for too many. Oh, they didn't have a dark sense of humor. No, they had some weird shit that was way out of place in Star Trek, like cannibalism. Like, just stupid. It was just stupid. It was cringe humor. It's not even funny. It's so on the nose, we're surprised he didn't deliver it direct to the camera. No, I mean, I'm sure Alex Kurtzman will tell him to look directly at the camera at some point if he's directing an episode. Still, whether it's the casting of dry-witted stand-up comedian Tig Notaro in a supporting role or the inclusion of a gross-out sight gag involving an alien sneeze that they were so proud they put in the trailer, it's clear Discovery is going to at least try to stop being so serious. Right, so Tig Notaro was not funny in this role. She was confusing. She was more confusing than anything. You have this engineer who's on a medical ship. She's on a medical frigate. Her name is Jet Reno, by the way. So she figures out how to perform brain surgery on the crew because she's on a medical ship. That's not how that works, but cute that you think that. It's a nice try. I can't. I'm kind of at the point where I don't even want to be kicking the show when it's down anymore. It's like kicking the special kid. It just isn't something fun. It's like you feel bad doing this after a while because you realize that, oh my God, they don't know. They just don't get it. They're fixing stuff, but no, you're really not. You're really not fixing anything. You're trying. It shows that you're hearing that we like the Orville, so you're like, oh, they like the Orville. Well, that's funny. No. The Orville could actually lose the jokes and probably be fine. You guys don't get it. That's not why we like the Orville. We like the Orville because it's intelligently written. Except for maybe the last episode. It could have used a rewrite. No. And of course that sneeze was just cringe. The sneeze was stupid. It was clearly a ripoff of the elevator scene that we kept seeing as a reoccurring joke in the episode of The Orville. Dan, played by Mike Henry, who also plays Cleveland Brown on Cleveland Show and Family Guy. He's in this giant alien head makeup and the whole reoccurring thing. I did break it down in my Discovery review of Season 2, Episode 1. Why the elevator joke worked better in Orville and why in Discovery it just came off as, oh, you're just copying the Orville now, and that's really sad. It just came off sad. And I can kind of recap briefly. It was because the Orville was kind of to break up this tension. Ed and Kelly were constantly arguing on the elevator every 10 minutes in the episode. And Dan would always be there, just coincidentally. And it was a reoccurring gag, and that's why it was funny, because A, they were arguing, and it was kind of awkward, and elevators are awkward anyway. And B, it was a reoccurring thing. It wasn't all in one shot. They broke up the shot in Discovery by panning over to like whatever the B story was, but it was still all in the same elevator trip. And it just came across as stupid people not understanding what they're doing, what they're trying to copy, why something is good that they're copying. So that's part of it. That's kind of the short version. And I will link my episode 1 review in the description below. I'm still working on the episode 2 review. Oh boy. It's a much better episode. Oh no, it's still not good. It is still not good. Here's where episode 1 of season 2, Brother, really impressed. Who's it impressing? Houseplants? No, it was boring. It was stupid. It was unintentionally funny in a couple of places. And no, it's just cringe. It's just not Star Trek. Whether it was weird spinny ships fizzing through debris that shouldn't be there. Oh my god, it shouldn't have. Oh, those were so stupid. That was one of the things that was wrong with the episode. Complete with excellent sound design that made this feel more like Star Wars than Star Trek, which is the problem, you stupid fucking... That's the problem. That is the problem right there. It feels more like Star Wars than Star Trek. That is not improving it. That is making it worse. Or the action set piece on the ground when the team first enter the USS Hiawatha, which feels, for all the world, like a deleted scene from Star Trek Into Darkness. Another problem! We don't want JJ Trek. We don't want the cinematic Trek. We want it to feel like televised, episodic, even serialized television. You can still do that. You can still make it good without being a freaking JJ Trek. That is the problem. That is 1000% the problem. This show now feels cinematic, but it feels like I'm watching a bad movie I would walk out of, that has bad plots, bad dialogue, and bad acting, and horrible writing. It's probably not coincidence. Kurtzman produced Into Darkness and J.J. Abrams' original reboot, and it really shows. Yeah, it does. It's got the Kurtzman stink all over it. Just like the giant smear, of shit after you wipe your ass with it. Yes, that is exactly what Discovery is. That is what it is. If the season keeps up this pace, it's going to look a lot more like 24 than Deep Space Nine. Again, no, not a good thing. Star Trek Discovery doesn't feel like Trek, and it feels less like Trek, and you said, oh yeah, we're making it feel more like Star Wars, and that's a good thing. No, this by your own admission in your article that is feeling more like Star Wars than Star Trek. Not a good thing. Finally, Discovery feels like a Star Trek show. No, it felt like it was a very bad episode of Enterprise. Episode 2 was probably one of the best episodes of Discovery, and it felt like a bad episode of Enterprise. And Enterprise had a lot of bad episodes. A lot of people tuned out with Enterprise. If Season 1 forced you to search for Easter eggs to get your Trek kick, Season 2 puts the references front and center. No, we didn't have... They weren't Easter eggs. They were right there in front of everybody. Name drops and references for no reason other than to name drop and reference, because that's what apparently a Star Trek geek is, according to Gossip Girl writers and Gilmore Girl writers. They don't understand what Trek is. They don't understand how the geek culture is, and this is why we have a whole bunch of these basically trendy, fake geeks, a lot of these people jumping on the bandwagon, people who are not smart enough to understand Star Trek. People who want it to be more like Star Wars, because Star Wars is a totally different type of show. It's a little bit more universal. It's a little less niche. More people can understand and follow and be entertained by something like Star Wars, I think. And I'm not trying to mark that as a negative. Star Trek is very much a niche thing. And it has been for a very, very long time. I mean, it was just the mainstream science fiction TV series back in the 60s when you would have a mainstream Western, a sci-fi series, a cop show, a medical show, and a sitcom. You know, you had one of every one of those type of shows. Sometimes more than one. And that was normal back in like the 60s when it aired. Science fiction really went more underground once we kind of went through a lot of this anti-intellectualism, where a lot of the times geeks were being bullied for being smart, being nerdy, being weird, and we're still getting it, and I keep seeing it all the time. Just go look at the comment section of pretty much any of my Trek videos calling out Discovery. On the episode that I sent you guys, just one of those CBS employees, just absolute being a total cunt bag, just bullying the crap out of me for basically sending people over there, you know, and they're so stupid. They like to attack your appearance like that's relevant, I guess. It's really cute that they like to do that, but that's why I say it's for people who don't like and shouldn't like Star Trek. And I know we're going to have a few people pop up in my comment section saying, but I like Star Trek and I like Discovery, but I like TOS too, and I'm a lifelong Trek fan, and that's great. That's fine. I'm talking about this new demographic of people who come into to the people who dislike it, come and seek us out and try and bully us, shame us, pick on us. Like, what? Who cares? Like, really? Are you 5 years old? You have to go and attack somebody's appearance? Seriously. And that's the type of people Star Trek Discovery is for. Hell, it even looks like the main arc of the first half of the series was a literal search for Spock. Again, you're ripping off real Trek. Stop it. He appears as a little kid or as a voiceover only in Brother, but you better believe he's on the way. We don't want him. This isn't Spock. This is some soy boy barista working at Starbucks, or this is an extra from Lord of the Rings. This isn't Spock. And as visual metaphors go, Discovery going into warp with the Enterprise in shot probably symbolizes a lot in terms of Alex Kurtzman's mission this year. There's too many shush words all at once. Kurtzman's mission this year. That's a tongue twister. The new right next to the old. We don't want the new. But whatever the inspiration for the shot, it was a glorious moment for Trekkers. No, because pretty much we said, what did you do to the Enterprise? That's not the Enterprise. That is not the TOS Enterprise. We were promised. And we were also promised that we wouldn't be seeing the Enterprise and we wouldn't be seeing Spock, that you wouldn't ruin it. We also promised that, trust us, it will match up to canon, it'll line up. We're still waiting on that. We really are. And in Michael's trip to the Enterprise itself, more of that in a minute, and the aforementioned Christopher Pike and Discovery starting to feel more like the franchise we fell in love with in the first place. Not really, though. No, it still feels like Discovery. It still feels like Star Trek, trying desperately not to be Star Trek and trying to be Star Wars, but trying to appeal to the Star Trek fans, having no idea how to do that. It's a jumbled mess. It's just a mess. It's just not a good series. Star Trek Discovery has weird continuity errors. Yes, it does. And you didn't fix them. Season 2 is really going out of its way to fix this one. No, it's not. There's dialogue about the fact that Discovery looks so much more high-tech than the Enterprise, with a neat retcon to explain away the incongruity, gags about the differences between the Discovery uniforms and Enterprise threads, and that glorious moment where Michael steps on the Enterprise, and even though it felt totally faithful to the original series, it really didn't. Complete with door-opening sound effects, it didn't feel out of place in the Discovery universe. That's because they changed it to match the Discovery. Yeah, so I'll give you the line that they're talking about here, about the dialogue, saying why it looks so much different. He says, I can see where the Federation spends all their pennies. Forgetting that they live in a society that has grown past monetary things. You know, you don't have a thing called money anymore. But yes, the Federation really spent their pennies on the Discovery. If the series can keep joining up the dots like this, it's going to fail miserably. I mean, it's not. It's not. Who wrote this? Did CBS write this themselves? This is such an ass kiss. It's kind of disgustingly an ass kiss to Discovery. Even if we still don't understand how Spock could completely forget about his adopted sister, it's because he didn't have one. To the extent he never mentions her on any of the shows or in any of the other movies. Also, we need more Saru. We always need more Saru. Is Discovery Season 2 an improvement on Season 1? It's so much better. I like the old one way better. Where's my no, they still suck? Where's the third option of no, it still sucks? So, what do you guys think? Is this just a total PR piece? I believe Digital Spy is a British publication. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. I am Mecha Random 42, and Discovery makes my brain hurt, but I'm going to try my best to get that episode finished before the end of the weekend, or my review for episode 2 before the end of the weekend. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys on the next video or live stream. Bye! Thanks for watching! If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button, and if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye!